Hi, everyone. This is Kathy Grosskirth with Bookkeeping Clean and Simple, and I am thrilled that I finally have access to the QuickBooks Online new accountant platform in beta. For a while, I wasn't sure that I was going to get it, and I just want to give you a caveat that I'm going to be doing this unedited, so there will probably be a lot of bloopers in here because I want to get this out there to all my accountant users, so that way if you decide that you want to opt into the beta, if you have access to it, then go ahead and do it. At least play around with it and give them your feedback at Intuit and let them know what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and that kind of thing, so that way they can make any adjustments that they need to. Because as we know, they're going to be rolling all of this out. At least the accountant's version will be rolled out probably much later, but the regular version for all of our clients will be rolled out permanently. They're saying around the 1st of October, but as you know, a lot of times they'll move those targets back some with enough pushback. But right now, as I am aware, and I haven't heard anything different, everything is going to be rolled out around October the 1st for all end users. As far as the accountant version goes, it's in beta, so it may be a while, but you want to probably go ahead and get used to playing around with it, so that way you can give Intuit your feedback on what you like and what you don't. But anyway, as you can see, I am in my realm, and obviously because of that, I'm going to have to hide some sensitive data here. But even before I jump into all this, I want to make sure that you all, please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel, share it with others. My goal is to try to help all of everyone that uses QuickBooks Online, including accountant users, but also other end users that find me on the YouTube channel, to be able to maximize their use of QuickBooks Online, no matter where you're at in the journey and what part of the process that you don't understand. So my goal is to try to help you understand all the workflows and all the tips and tricks that you need to know to be able to, out of the gate, understand how to use the software. So anyway, with all that said, I hope that you will go ahead and sign up and get those notifications. I'm still trying to get that magic number of 4,000 viewer hours a year. I have had not much success in doing that this year for whatever reason. But anyway, I'm going to get off of that topic right now. And let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. Like I said, it might be a little bit longer than normal. So anyway, we're going to start off by going over here to the left navigation. So let's go over here to the left navigation. And as you can see, we've got basically some of the same things that are available if you're in a regular client file. The Quick Create has gone away and it's a plus button now with a circle around it. But as you can see, a lot of that stuff here has been added with some of the stuff that you would use as an accountant, such as your work and project and tasks over here on the left-hand side. Plus you got firm operations, clients and client and that kind of thing. Otherwise, it's basically what the end user will see with sales vendors, projects, and other. Oh, also I forgot to mention, we got the team user, payroll, all of that kind of stuff kind of right there in where you can actually access it pretty quickly. And below that, we have our bookmarks. So if you had anything bookmarked in your QuickBooks Online Accountant file, then those bookmarks should still be the same and they should work the same way. So as you can see, I have 5 bookmarks right now. I have my business overview, my client overview, bank transactions, invoices, and mileage. And you also still have the option to bookmark the current page from here. And then the dashboard is where we're at right now, which I still don't understand why they don't have the dashboard button like even below the Quick Create. That would make more sense, but I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of gotten used to having the bookmarks tab above the dashboard in my regular client file, so that might be something just getting used to. And then they also have a separate button for reports, just like they do in the client experience. You can actually go into standard reports, custom reports, management reports, KPIs, spreadsheet sync, performance center, and financial planning. And then that has a separate menu where you can go into the cash flow overview, cash flow planner, budgets, and forecasts from that reports tab. Then we have this area called all apps. And this is kind of where they move basically all the stuff that was in the left navigation. So in the accountant file, remember we had your practice and then your firm. So basically your practice here has been replaced by this service delivery section, which has our work, client insights, and book close. So if we go up here and look at that, we've got work and all tasks. Client insights, we have the overview, and then the books close, we have the close overview. And then our firm operations, we've got our clients, client lists, and client invitations. Our team, where we can actually go in there and look at the users. And then this is where our ProAdvisor area is now, where we can access our benefits and training. It's all under that all apps area now. And then we also have what we call the accounting tab, which this pretty much starts our client experience, where we're working within our own firm. Some of the stuff that is in the left navigation, such as the accounting. This is where you would go into the bank transactions and do the reconciliations, the receipts and rules, access the chart of accounts, and all that other stuff that you would do from your own, for your own firm. And here we go. Expenses and bills is also under here, where the submenus are with the expense transactions, vendors bills, bill payments. Mileage is in here, contractors and 1099s. And then if you're using kind of any payroll product, that kind of thing, then actually I haven't gotten to that yet. This is basically just talking about sales and getting paid. This is where you would actually create your invoices. You have your sales transactions, your recurring payments, sales orders, QuickBooks payouts, and then you got channel payouts. I guess if you're working with some sort of sales channel or something like that. And then your products and services list is stuck in this area too. And by the way, if you want to bookmark any of these, you can actually go over here and click on that tab, and that will allow you to bookmark from these areas, and that'll add it to that bookmarks area. Customer hub, you've got your clients and estimates, and then you got the payroll area. So if you're using any kind of QuickBooks payroll product, then this is where you would access this. Your time, which is if you have any integrated time, such as the QuickBooks time stuff. Otherwise, this is just the regular time keeping part of the regular QuickBooks Online platform. And then you've got a separate area for projects again, your sales taxes over here, business tax, lending, and some of the stuff you can actually hide, I believe, like you can in the regular area. And I believe that's it for right now. And then let's see, that was all the apps. And then this is the area which basically kind of repeats some of the stuff that's above. So, and I believe these things can be pinned. You can actually, yeah, here we go. Here's the customization button. If you click on that, then you can move some of these things around. You can get rid of, and see all these things that are up here that are pinned, or is that area that's underneath where this services area is, or the all apps area. Here, let me just verify that, because I'm not really 100% sure. I'm going to go, but it looks like you can drag and drop some of these as well if you want to. And that's how the order is going to appear over here. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out, and let me see what we've got over here. Okay, yeah. So in this apps area is what you see when we go down here to customize, and I'll show you. So we're going to go down here to where we customize, and we're going to look at all this, and then any of this stuff that you don't want to see, but you want to keep everything. So for instance, we want to, let's see, we may want to, let's see, and it looks like you have no choice as to whether or not you want to interchange between here and there. Let me just try this out, because I don't think you can drag it down here. No, you can't. Any of this stuff, it stays up here, but you've got firm operations, So any of this stuff that you may want to say, like if you want to pin payroll here, it won't let you do it if you don't have a payroll subscription apparently. But you can actually do some of this with some of these other things, and you can move them up or down. And it looks like you have a limit as to how many of these you can actually work with. So, or have pinned at a time. So that's because it's not letting me doing anything here. So let me experiment with that. Let's say I want to get rid of let's say I want to unpin the ProAdvisor tab, and then maybe now I can pin the payroll or something like that. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. But I don't use payroll within QuickBooks Online Accountant or anything like that, so I'm going to go ahead and do the expenses and pay the bills. So I can do that. But yeah, 5 seems to be the limit for that. And then if I wanted to move my sales and get paid above the expenses and pay bills, then I can do that. But maybe I want to get rid of maybe I want to take out the accounting and put back the ProAdvisor in here. So again, it looks like you're limited to 5 things that you can pin up here. I'm going to go ahead and save those, and that should update this area down here when we're looking at all the apps. So look at that. It kind of updates all this, and all these end up being up at the top because that's how we have them. And then we can go ahead and click on more, and this kind of gives us a little bit more area that we can see, and that kind of mirrors what here. Let me go back into that if it'll let me. I don't know. Okay, here we go. So we've got our team ProAdvisor sales and get paid, and expenses and bills. So those are the areas that's right up in here. So those are the areas that are showing up in this area where I hover over more. So that's all you can see from there. And that's basically it as far as the left navigation. It looks like it's doing what it's doing for the main client files, except for it's integrating some of the stuff that you work with as an accountant user, getting those tools kind of integrated into the left navigation. And whether or not this is better than the other is up to debate. But I will have to say that I kind of like the way that they have this area where you can customize, where you can actually see some of these areas that you may want to have had a glance regularly. One thing I noticed when I was looking through this earlier is it doesn't seem to have some of the visuals where you can see the cash flow like it does in the client files, and I would like to see more of that. But let me just test that out. I'm going to go ahead and click on this customize here. And yeah, it looks like you can move these things around if you want to, and get rid of stuff that you don't really need or want, or can you? I mean, I'm not seeing the option that I can actually take these out of here if I don't use them. It looks like I'm kind of stuck with some of these things, but I can move them in certain orders if I want to. So that's the only thing that I'm, seeing right here that I think is a drawback to this. Again, any of this stuff that you feel like would be stuff you would want to give feedback to Intuit to, remember you can always go to the small or the large gear icon or the cog wheel or whatever you call this thing, go under feedback here and give them your feedback. You can also opt out of this experience if you find it kind of unwieldy or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to continue to play around with it and use it because I want to make sure that when they do roll this out, and I'm sure they're going to roll this out in some sort of form or fashion in some future update or something like that, then I want to be ready. So that's kind of what I'm hoping, being able to play around with this and help you guys get up to speed when they do roll this out. So anyway, that's really all I have for today. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that. The other thing I see that they don't have is they don't have the carousel up here like they do in the client files, which is not a big deal. So I'll show you. I'm going to go ahead and go to my Kathy's bookkeeping test file so you can see what I'm talking about. So the major difference when you go into a client file, remember you've got this carousel of stuff up here, And as you can see, it's kind of laid out a little bit more similar, except for they have the my menu up here. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that pop-up. So they got the my menu up here. Oh, and I hate all these pop-ups that they have coming up, but you know, they do that because they want to try to sell you stuff or get you to do other things. So anyway, they got the my menu, and then the create button is not the thing that's at the very top. And it's kind of stripped down, but it's basically the same principle. Because remember, I did a similar video back when they first came out with this new platform. And so now let me go back to my practice so you can see how it updates. So it's missing that carousel up at the top. And in some cases, that would probably be a good thing for us to have. I mean, I don't know. These are things. So tell me what you think in the comments below. If you've had any experience working with this, and let me know what your thoughts are. And again, don't forget to provide Intuit with your feedback. Go to that gear or cog icon, go down here to feedback, provide your feedback. Be very specific about what you like and what you don't like. Take some screenshots and send those to them so that way they can see and know exactly what you're talking about, because they really do want some feedback on this, so that way they can make the experience better for and desirable for those of us who are going to be using it, and at some point they are going to roll this out in one form or another, like I said. So anyway, that's all I have. So y'all take care, and thank you for sticking with me this far. Hope to see you soon again, and y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.